Hello. Me and my dog sitting in the snow, freezing my ass off. Prayers for people who have been praying for me, so they say. I don't doubt them. I'm not exactly sure who, what, where, when, or why. But people have said they're praying for me. Mercedes, Ramona, other people. But now I'm praying for all of you. But my situation has changed until the snowstorm. For about 2 weeks, maybe 3 or a little more than 3, I've been in a pop-up camper that was a gift to me. I've seen them on Marketplace for $500 to $1,000, $1,500. It's in pretty good shape, but I've been in a camper, a pop-up. I managed to save a little money, and I bought a 12-foot camper, which is more enclosed than the pop-up. But I have 2 campers now, and I don't need to live in the tent. I moved Friday into this camper here that I'm in. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about here. You know, it's icy. There's the windows. There's my guitar, one of them, and the icy windows and what's outside here, you know, but this is my camper that I paid money for. Wish my daughter was here. Wish my brother George was here. I don't have a brother named George. But I posted a video. I labeled it The Plan. And what it is a woman explaining where the $8 trillion that they printed up in 2008 went to. All the wealthy. The poor got shit. But then again, the poor get nothing but shit. That's why they're rich and we're poor. Because they've always been pissing on us since the beginning of time. The problem is, the video explains in 34 minutes how they have weaponized world economy. Yeah, we're at civil war right now, but it ain't the Mexicans. They're the ones they bring in because we need more money to live on than they do. Because we have houses, we have this, we have cars, we have bills, we have kids, we have clothes, we have... Well, I don't have to tell you what you got to pay for. I know what I got to pay for, being dumb. And I don't consider myself stupid. But in the realm of today's world, if you're not one of them, you're one of us, the useless eaters. The war is the wealthy of the world who are in luxury, which the video that I posted will show. My tag list is very limited because very few people interact with me, but the ones who do are on this list, 15 people. I would like to make a longer list to tag people with, because some of this shit, whether you're interested in it or not, is affecting your daily life, just like it's affecting my life. I'm in a snowstorm in a camper that I was lucky enough to buy in November. I've been working on it because it's a 1969 camper. And it was only made in Canada by a British company. It's not too bad for what it is. It's a Sprint Alpine, and it's for what I paid for it, which was $400. First of the month, I get my check. I peeled off $500, paid for the gas. I had to go up and get it. Took me 3 weeks to dig it out of the woods with my grandson, but it's here. Altogether, I've got about 600 into it right now. But it is a 1-bedroom on wheels. That's all it is. And things are getting better for me. Better. Yeah, at least I'm not in a tent now. But the way they're working it, if you watch the video, you will find out what's going on. It all revolves around stock market, stock portfolios, and assets. It's amazing. This woman explains how they gain, like Elon Musk, 10 point something million dollars, and he pays no tax. Jeff Bezos, no tax. They get all the benefits, all their money back, and we get overtaxed. Weaponized economy. The IRS is the culprit. Look at me. I didn't start growing this beard just because I wanted to look like Billy Gibbons. I started growing this beard because I couldn't afford fucking shaving blades anymore. Here I am, a broken down musician. Music's all I got to put a half-ass smile on my face when I'm not too depressed about the world economy. Yeah, I need to be somewhere where my nearest neighbor is a squirrel. Well, I got that right here. Unfortunately, I can't kill him to eat him. I can't kill anything anymore, except a nice agent. I wish people would stop calling these fuckers officers, because an officer would indicate they hold an office, meaning a public office. They don't hold a public office at all. All public offices are empty. They hold positions in a corporation as subcontractors. That's what they do. They're subcontractors. They're corporations all in themselves. You ever see a cop's nameplate? It's all in capital letters, isn't it? Why? Because he's a corporation, not an office holder. When they run for the sheriff, that's an office. When they run for congressman, that's an office. They're not officers because they don't hold the office. They're subcontractors. There is no office. They hold a position. When you sign, are you a U.S. citizen? You check the box. That's a mistake. But you don't know it because they never tell you. No statutes of limitation on fraud, which is what this whole damn thing is based on. Our only hope, since we can't stop them with words, since we can't stop them with ideas, which is what words eventually turn into, thoughts become things. Sometimes thoughts become shit, because that's what everybody's in right now. Anybody below a certain tax bracket. We have an economy. We have a pecking order. Funny how that pecking order isn't based on what you are. It's how much money you make in the tax bracket. That's the only pecking order we have in this country. And 51% of those people are operating with 2.5 of all the available assets. People like me are operating on less than 1% of the assets. We're not even considered as valuable as afterbirth. That's more valuable. Stem cells. Organs. Yeah. They've been busting people all over the world for kidnapping and killing people, especially in India, with people, hey, come with me, I will help you. I will help you. And the next thing you know, they're dead and their organs are gone, and that's how they helped them, because this guy got caught with 50 different kidneys that he was selling at $50,000 a piece. Wow. Your friend is now your bank account, if you want to take it that far. Here I am, sitting here, trying to wake up the world that's already awake, but you're not being given the right information. The video I posted, you'll see it. It's 34 minutes. Please watch it, because we're all going down the tubes. They've already flushed the commode, and the shit is on its way out. We are the shit. as the wealthy like to say. I've been around 76 years, and as a musician, I have been road, Warren. That's when I did what I wanted to do and put up with my wife's bitching, "You're not playing in a bar, you're not playing in a bar." No, it might have been a carnival. It might have been a festival. Anywhere there was music. Mountain View, Arkansas, is probably one of the coolest places to go visit, which I've never gone to, because every Friday and Saturday night in Mountain View, Arkansas, they use the steps of the courthouse for hootenannies and play-alongs and bluegrass music, and you got it, you play it. That's Mountain View. How nice to go down to the town square and meet other people with banjos, mandolins, guitars, whatever they got to play, flutes, clarinet, whatever, and they all meet at the town courthouse steps and play music. That's what I call a town square. Anyhow, don't happen here. We're on our way out really fast. We don't stop with this peaceful protest. The Panthers are the only ones that got it right. They show up with 5,000 people with guns. And what does the ICE people do? They run their ass off to get the fuck away. Why? Well, being a 60s activist, I spend a lot of time on Western and Congress in Chicago, Western Avenue and Congress Expressway, the headquarters of the Black Panthers. I knew the Chicago Seven. Tom Hayden was married to Jane Fonda at the time. Of course, they called her Hanoi Jane. And Abby Hoffman and Jerry Rubin, yeah. The night they shot up the Black Panther headquarters, they got a tip. Cops are coming. They're going to shoot the place up. They're going to arrest you for guns and all this shit. So they got all the guns out. Bad mistake. Cops came in shooting anyhow. They didn't care if they had guns or not. Then they brought in guns and put them all over and blamed them for shooting at the cops. Yeah, 60s were real radical. But I've been doing this since then. Been in Berkeley on lots of marches and everything. Activism for me is, we're the little people. We have a voice. It isn't just to hear us scream when you step on us. It's because we have wants and needs too. Of course, ours aren't as expensive and luxurious as theirs are. Those who have more. The ones in the middle that just barely have fight to keep it. They lose their house because of the interest in mortgage rates. They can't remortgage their house again because they already got a mortgage, and it's only 3.5%. They get another mortgage at 6.5%, 8%, and then they start losing again. It's not even money because we don't have money. Gold and silver. I got 5 pounds of pure silver. Troy, 60 ounces is all I had. I had 10. When I got out of lockup for bullshit charges, I had to sell 5 pounds to get back on my feet, get food, a new tent. Well, I'm out of the tent. I'm in the camper now. 6.5 feet wide, 12 feet long. A heater. I have 2 gas lamps in here, like the Coleman with the globe and the propane or the white gas that you burn and it glows. No electric. Yeah, there's one on this wall and there's one on that wall over there, but that's how old this is, in 1969. It's amazing. The same year Woodstock happened. Same year Crosby, Stills, and Nash got together and played. Same year that Altamont, I believe it was, killed people when the Hells Angels were bouncers. Yeah, that was a real good move. They probably could have gone up if they could afford it and hired the mafia, bring machine guns. But no, the Hells Angels screwed it up bad enough, killed people. The one guy got stabbed in the head. That's what Altamont was in California, Altamont Raceway. Been there, but not for that concert. Yes, they want people in 15-minute cities. Why? Because it's so much easier when they turn the bug zapper on to disintegrate all of us, just like they did the North Shore of Maui. I think that's what they have planned. Get rid of their houses and them at the same time. We're at war. I mean, war. We're at vicious war. And they're the ones killing. You think Trump is doing it all because he's just crazy Donald Trump or because someone's kicking him in the ass to do it? Fascism, world control. That's what we have, a fascist government. People who think we have a democracy, climb a tree and go grab some more nuts, because that's what you are, nuts. We never had a democracy. A democracy is mob rule. What do you see in the streets? Mob rule. Shoot the bastard. We took his gun. He can't shoot us back now. I am so sorry, Alex. You were doing the right thing the right way. You stood up for a woman who was going to end up another Renee Good. But they picked you instead. Now you're the second Renee Good. But there's been others in the past, and there will be more. And it's going to go on a giant scale, just like in Soylent Green. The corporations, they are the power. They have so much capital, they tell governments what to do. Now, where the hell is that in the Constitution? I've got a paper that I downloaded that says an unconstitutional law holds no power. It affords no office. You don't have to listen to it because it violates the Constitution as far as right and wrong. It's wrong the minute they think it. Just like the Buck Act, that made trying to outlaw the Second Amendment illegal. Just to think about making guns illegal or unavailable, and that's what they like to do. You can't own a gun. Why not? You're not God, and I have a right to live. And if I have to kill somebody who's trying to kill me, I've heard that in the news. Well, what would you do if somebody's trying to run you over with a car? Get the fuck out of the way would be number one. If we could. Number two, if I got hurt out of the hospital years, months later, if I ever get out of the hospital, hunt that bitch down. I don't know. I firmly believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And just because they got money to drive a Ferrari and I have a bicycle. I haven't been able to ride it because of my heart condition, but I still got it. I rode bikes all the way through my childhood, through high school, 10 speeds, all the way when I got out, California. I lived in Florida. I lived a lot of different places, but I always had a bike. Rode bikes until I was in my mid-40s, and I used to run 3 to 5 miles every other day for years. Then I get to be 57 and I start having heart attacks. Why? Because the bike helped me? Because running helped me? No, because of the goddamn food they feed us. The additives. Why? Because they give you high blood pressure. They give you diabetes. They give you this. They give you that. And then you go to the doctor and the doctor makes money off you being sick. We're being played to the max. Absolutely played to the max. Why? For profit. Fuck with your neighbor for fun and profit. Maybe you even get to go to his execution by the ICE agents. Agents, not officers. They're not police. Funny how police and policy is only one letter different. P-O-L-I-C-E-Y or E. Take your pick. Same thing, policy, not law. Law is for everybody, including Elon goddamn Musk. Bitch that he is. I would like to see that guy because I would make him swallow his teeth and shit teeth because they go down his throat. Why? Because he deserves it. Why does he deserve it? Because other than Kissinger, we haven't had anybody behind the president being an advisor, and that's how Musk is listed as a presidential advisor. And believe it or not, Trump's name is all over the Epstein list. Photos of him, the story about him and the 13-year-old girl that was pregnant that had the baby. They took her out on a boat in Lake Michigan and threw the baby overboard. That's Trump. And of course he doesn't want us to know the facts on that, but he ain't the only one. They're all that way. So, biblically speaking, it is our job to eliminate evil if we can. It's biblical. It's in the Bible. No, I'm not talking about, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I'm talking Old Testament. Why'd they put in the New Testament in there? What's wrong with the Old Testament? Oh, it got too old? So they needed a new Old Testament or an old New Testament or what? All I know is, biblically speaking, I've read that it is a good person's duty, obligation, to eliminate evil where it exists. It's the only way good is going to get better. Otherwise, what we're going to end up with is exactly what we got now. A bunch of crooked, evil, baby-eating. How many people have disappeared just because their organs meant they could put some more money in their pocket? And I'm not talking about the people that involuntarily volunteered their organs. Serial killers. Out in Arizona, some people who see this are in Arizona. What the hell is Midnight Productions? They specialize in snuff films. I did enough research and investigation into my own daughter's murder from the druggies and the human traffickers here to know exactly pretty much when she died and how she died and who did it, because there's a fucking video file of it. A snuff film of my daughter getting killed at 47 years old that a lot of people in this neighborhood have already seen. Some of them that don't think it's right are the people that are running their mouths to me, helping me. That's how I know who she was with the last minutes of her life. She died somewhere between 9 and midnight on the 19th of June. And I know who she was with. And he has a very bad record for beating women and children. Gee, I wonder if he had anything to do with her death. It's the last one she was with. And the two people that said she had to make some movies for them. This is what they do today. Yeah, we're in a world of shit. But the ones I'm dealing with, it ain't over till I say it's over. They won't fuck with me in the street. Why? Because I know what self-defense is. They attack me, my heart condition, my age, my avenues of escape are exhausted. So at that point, especially if I'm outnumbered, even if it's only one older than me, I do whatever I have to do to walk away. And they know it. So they're not coming after me in the street, but they've tried to set me up a couple of different times. Someone comes by with a car. Hey, you want to ride? I never seen this guy before in my life. Where are we going? To kill me. Probably if I got in the car. No, keep your friends close. Keep your enemies within your gun sights. That's what it comes down to in this neighborhood. John Hora wants to post all those fancy, beautiful pictures of his neighborhood. John, come here and live here for a week and let's see what the pictures you post on the board then are. Okay, John? Doubt they're going to be beautiful flowers, beautiful houses. Here I post pictures of what's happening in the neighborhood. It's always someone getting dragged away on the stretcher that could be dead. If not dead, I just witnessed an American Indian burial of my friend Ernest McCluskey. Yep, Ernie had a bad heroin problem. I knew him for 25 years. He only had the heroin problem for about the last 6 or 7 years. Before that, it was just pot. And Ernie was a full-blooded, he said Sioux, but I believe he was a Cherokee. His family was involved with the Cherokee Trail. And somewhere when they got to Oklahoma, some of them escaped and went north, and Ernie got buried right at the end of the year from the hospital over next door here, next county over. They killed him. They gave him the wrong medication and then tried to blame him and drugs. Nope, that's not what happened. What happened was Ernie went in for simple surgery, and the next thing you know, he stopped breathing. No blood pressure. So they gave him medication and it killed him. Well, Ernie got buried where he wanted to be buried, on the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota. And Ernie McCluskey, if you look up his Facebook page, you'll see Ernie's, because it's him in a boat with his dog. That's the picture he has on his Facebook page. But there's a very nice video of them burying Ernie in South Dakota. Ernie would help anybody for anything, even if he didn't like him. That's kind of like me, But still in all, yeah, Ernie just started collecting Social Security, too. Isn't that a strange coincidence that he just starts getting his Social Security and they kill him? I don't know what organs they took out, transplanted, I've seen stories where bodies have showed up at the Undertaker with no organs. Where'd they go? When I went to identify my wife after she died, he brought her from the meat locker at Christiana Hospital over here in Delaware, here to Northeast, and I had to view a meat popsicle because she was thawing out. Her hair was all wet and ugly. And her chest was sticking up a good 12 to 14 inches. They never even closed her chest cavity when they did the organ removal. Because she died from COP, they got her heart going again. That was the first thing they sold. They didn't bother trying to bring her back. They just wanted a pulse. 12 to 14 shots of whatever it is, adrenaline, to get her going again. Took them over almost an hour. But I believe they only harvested her organs. Me, trained in Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, high school, COP, doing the mouth-to-mouth and the heart pumping. I was trained in that. My dad was an EM, emergency medical. He went to college at DuPage for that. Him and Bill Ryback, for the people who might watch this that know Bill Ryback and my dad, they had a really good relationship. That's what Bill did for the rest of his life. Worked at Tri-State, became a top-ranking official in the fire department. That's what my dad did. So, what can I say? Watch the video. I'm going to try to post it. This is 29 minutes. If you've listened to this far, it's only another 30 minutes for the video telling you how they are weaponizing the economy to keep you poor and kill you. Over and out. 10-4.